Blessings in abundance. It's Brother Polight. We here. Let's start this thing off right, man. The FLAM is real. Let's start this thing off right. E3 Live. If people want to know where I get my protein from, you look at that 24 grams of protein, 8 ounces. That's kind of wild to get 24 grams from 8 ounces. If you leave it to people, they'll tell you got to eat 5-6 times so you can put on the gains like I've been putting on. But that ain't the case, and I got my ginger shot. I'm about to go to it now while y'all come into the building. Blessings in abundance. But yeah, the name of this stream is the FLAM is real. I'm going to talk to you guys about the little tricks of the trade. E3 Live, blue-green algae. One of the first foods that the human cell consumed before you developed into an organized system of cells that eventually precipitated the organism. So this has over 64 minerals that you need, high in B12. And one thing about B12, you know, they say, yeah, you vegans have a problem getting B12. Technically true, uneducated vegans. But this is a high source of B12, iron, and like I said, it's 6 grams of protein per 2 ounces. Now, this is a 2-ounce cup of E3 Live. We're going to get to the money soon. Ain't no tequila, but it's a damn good shot. I'll tell you that. While we at, we're gonna take another shot of ginger. Ginger shot right here. You can open this for me real quick. Peace to the family. Yeah, I'm coming right now. Okay. Let's go. So let's finish that quick build on the health. Yeah. Let's finish this quick build on the health. And so what happens is, you know, they got us out here thinking we can't get B12 as vegans. But what you gotta understand is, they say, oh, go to the meat sources, go get an animal and eat some animals to get your B12. But the animals ain't producing B12 either. B12 is a microorganism, is a bacteria. Cobalamin. You get confused because of the alphanumerics B12. The shit sounds so scientific you would never know it's an organism. So how do the animals access B12? Because last I checked, we're in the animal kingdom too. So we have to eat animals to get B12. How come we don't have B12 since we're animals? I know we don't like to see ourselves as such, but we're just dealing with science, because you got several different kingdoms, probably different in number, but you got the Monera kingdom, Protista kingdom, Fungi kingdom, Plantae kingdom, and Anime or Animal kingdom. You got 5 different kingdoms. Walking with me? People, wow. So, with the B12, what's happening is animals are on the earth, they're walking on the dirt, and because they're walking on the dirt, the bacteria is accessing their skin and it's going through their pores. So that's why the skin of a lot of foods is where the nutrition is, or skin of a lot of the animals you eat, because their susceptibility to the bacteria, them being in the field, when you consume the animal, you're still getting access to some of the bacteria that they were susceptible to, namely the B12 bacteria, because it's a bacteria. So therefore, you're not eating meat to get B12 because animals naturally have B12 in them. It's because it's available to them based on their environment. So in other words, if they're not flushing our plants out with so much pesticides and all these so-called cleansers and everything like that, we would get B12 from our plants quite often. But because of the process in which they so-called cure the plants that you consume, we're not getting as much as B12 as we used to. But if we had our own farmland and we was pulling it from the earth, then that dirt, that bacteria will still be there relatively in a little sprints or a little wash, a little rinse. wouldn't stop the bacteria from being on the plants, and we would consume it and have the B12 available. But anyway, this E3 Live has plenty of B12, amongst many other things. And then again, they want to know where's my source of protein. And we have that, 6 grams per 2 ounces right here, on the oldest foods on planet Earth. And remember, a group of cells become a tissue, a group of tissues become an organ, a group of organs create an organ system, and the organ system precipitates the organism. Before we got to the point of organism, when we were unicellular, eukaryotic cells, prokaryotic, when we had no nucleus and we had a nucleus, then we started having some mobility and started developing organelles. We were consuming this blue-green algae. Talk to me nice. But that's a whole nother conversation for another time. Don't fall for the food flam, people. Just want to get that build off. Just want to get that build off to you. A little random build while y'all into the building. I see hundreds are in here now. Facebook, what's up? I be on IG quite often. Every now and then I gotta tap in with you guys, man. On the book. I be doing a lot of shit off the books. Today, this one's for the book. Yeah. Word up. Okay, so let's talk about this conversation, man. Let's have a conversation about the creditors. If you owe, let's say you owe $5,000 to a credit card company, right? And then it's back due, and they start adding late fees, penalties, and surcharges to your credit card. Now you owe like $8,000. It used to be $5,000 because you ain't been paying it off. It's like $8,000. Then all of a sudden, the third party starts calling you and saying, "Hey, we're collecting on behalf of American Express. You got to pay $8,000 and change." And you say, "Man, who the fuck is this person?" Because you didn't originally contract with them. They're not American Express. So anytime someone calls you and they're not the original creditor that you made the agreement with, that means that the debt is about to expire, or it did, because debts expire. That means that if your debt expires, you don't have to pay it back. In every city and every state, every debt has a maturation. By the time a third party calls you on behalf of their original creditor, that means the debt is about to expire, or it already did. So what happened to the first person? So let's say I owe $5,000 to American Express, and late fees, penalties, surcharges, and everything accumulate to over $8,000. And the debt is about to expire. You know what the credit card company does. You know what the debtor does, the real estate company, the bank. You know what they do? They sell the debt off before it expires for 10%, maybe a little more. So if you owe $5,000, the creditor sells it for 10%, which is $500. So they sell your debt off for $500, and then they write the $5,000 off on their taxes. So now they made a $500 profit from the debt you didn't pay back, and then they get to write off the $5,000. Okay, so they get a tax subsidy. So now they're saving money. They basically made 5Gs from the money you didn't pay back, and another $500 profit from the money you didn't pay back. Meanwhile, the debt went up to $8,000, and they tell you the crackhead shit. Yo, you could pay it off for $4,000. What? You're like, hold on, I owe $8,000, but y'all willing to let me pay it off for $4,000? And in other cases, you might have an $8,000 debt. They like, yo, listen, I'll give you the opportunity to satisfy this debt. The third parties will give you the opportunity to satisfy the debt, maybe even $3,000, because they know they only spent $500 for the debt. Look at this dickhead, Roderick Moss. Do your own research, figure it out for yourself. You gotta start from somewhere. Like the level of hatred is just stupid. If I'm sharing something that people may not know, at least I'm giving them a starting point, so now they can reference the information, look it up, and be on a path. Why are you on a stream telling people do their own research? Don't you realize by them being on the stream, they're doing their own research right now? So let's be for real. Let's be for real. Let's stop being so freaking goofy, man. If you're listening on the stream now, learning, you're doing your research. And research begets more research, and that's how you get on your path. And look at another Negro. So yeah, I charge $2,000 for the service. So Negro thinks he's breaking down science. So if 10 people pay, that's 20 G's. And if 1,000 people pay, how much is that? Like, if I'm selling a product, you could count my money if you choose, but what does it have to do with anything? See how lowly and fucking disgusting black men can be? Anybody that's selling a product, you could say, and after 10 people buy it, that's 10 times the amount of money. Duh. Like, what is your point? That I'm making too much money? See, this is what I'm saying. But anyway, you know what I'm saying? That's why sometimes I don't want to read the comments, because people are so disgusting. Disgusting. Like, and it's black men every time. Black men with their damn they effeminate behavior, counting other people's pockets. So yeah, you go to brotherpolight45@gmail.com when you're ready to spend your $2,000 for our service, so you can get access to anywhere between our goal being 50 grand to 300 grand that you don't have to pay back. Get a caseworker that's going to deal with your credit exclusively and immediately. Get me as your mentor, whereby I give you a wide range of ideas how you may want to invest your money so you can grow it into a larger amount. Also get the website where you can track your results and add notifications to your phone, so when we sending correspondences out on your behalf and we're receiving correspondences back because of what we sent out, you can see it in real time, and it'll alleviate some of the questions that you have. Therefore, there's transparency. You show me somebody that's so-called repairing credit, giving you mentorship, giving you a caseworker, giving you an ability to add notifications to your phone, giving you a website where you could track your results, and also making sure that you get access to funding for your business and your personal. Show me somebody doing all of those. Show me one. Thanks, Eddie Rock. Show me somebody doing that. And if you can't, it's crazy. So anyway, when you owe money, yeah, the service is $2,000. You forward your full name and your phone number whenever you're ready to purchase the service. Only when you're ready. When you're ready to purchase the $2,000 service, it's $2,000. You leave your full name and your phone number when you're ready to purchase the service. Okay? Now, here's the thing. Free game and information for you. If you're being called by a third party, that means your debt has expired or is about to. Therefore, it was sold by the original creditor for probably 10%. So if you owed $5,000, they sold your debt for $500, and then they got the audacity, the third party, to contact you and say we'll work out a deal. But the first red flag should be, hold up, if I owe $8,000 in debt from a debt that originally was $5,000, but they added all these late fees and surcharges, if I owe 8 G's, how is it that they're able to satisfy the debt and willing to take only $2,000-$3,000? Who do you know that you can owe $8,000 to that don't mind getting only $2,000 or $3,000 back? That's because they paid for your debt only 10% that of the original amount. So if in this model, it's a $5,000 debt that accumulated to $8,000 in late fees, penalties, and surcharges. And in this model, the debt was sold for $500, 10% of the original debt. And now the third party calling you is a signifier that, you know what, this debt has expired or it's about to expire. The original creditor made off like a bandit by selling the debt off. The original creditor made off like a bandit by selling the debt, making 10% of the debt, and also claiming that debt as a gift, and is now a write-off. And so what you got to understand is this. The reason why I'm telling you this is you're not obligated, you're not obliged to pay for a debt by way of a third party. Especially if the third party embarked upon the acquisition of this debt because it has expired. Collecting on the expired date, collecting on the expired debt is against the law. You're not obligated to pay for a debt that has expired. You're not obligated. Okay? Think about it. Think about it. You're not obligated to pay for a debt that has expired. So the second that you get a call from someone on behalf of the original creditor, you should say, oh shit, that means my debt probably expired. And if my debt expired, this person doesn't have the right to collect on a debt that is no longer legitimate, because all debts have an expiration date. And depending on your city, state, zip code, the jurisdiction that you're from, that'll make the determination about your debt. Now, here's another thing that I want you guys to consider. Here's another thing. Okay? Some of these collection agencies, a lot of them, take very poor records. They don't keep the best records. Okay? So, because a lot of these collection agencies, let's say you got something called IC systems, right? You got something called enhanced recovery solutions. So IC systems and enhanced recovery solutions, these guys take poor records a lot of times. So what a person like me would do, I run it through my AI system. I got AI technology that I've been invested in stock-wise that's really has come to fruition, the whole 360. But anyway, you know, I'm a mad scientist. I take my AI, okay, and through the protocols of my AI software, what it's going to do is find the loopholes legally through the companies that don't keep really good records. And even if they keep good records, everybody could be at fault. I run it through the AI, and my AI will let me know where the errors are based on the laws that govern credit. Once I get that right, I then devise what's called a compendium, and that's a document that's necessary because it's going to create what's called an exemplification. That's my proof through written correspondence. So I would have established an exemplification of all the inconsistencies as it relates to law and why you don't have to pay that debt. Okay? Somebody just said he'll flag anybody that discredits him. Anybody has a TV station or a show that allows people to come on their network to badmouth their network. So first of all, I don't even have the time to read through all the comments. But then when I do get a chance, why would you be bitching that somebody's not allowing people to talk bad about them? Like, this is what I'm saying. Yet another black man with the stupidness. Yet another black man. This is how silly people can be, man. Okay? So I'm giving you information for free, but I'm also letting you know I'm a medium to which you could get these things done. I'm also explaining to you how I go about getting it done. Meaning you can replicate the process. You put enough of my videos together, you can replicate the process. Or rather than knock yourself out, you know why people pay for services most of the time? Because they don't have the damn time to do the things that I do. They don't have the time to study. I'm not going to make excuses for people. But you pay for convenience. You pay for Uber Eats. Why? Because you can't cook? You probably can't cook. You know how to cook something. But you still use Postmates and Uber Eats to bring you food, right? Because it's convenient. You could drive yourself, but sometimes you get an Uber, right? Because it's convenient. You dig what I'm saying? You pay for convenience. So you may be able to do a lot of these things yourself if you commit yourself to study and learn the nuances. But by the time you do all of that, you'll probably be impacted severely in the worst way. Because you need a solution in real time. You need a solution in real time. Okay? And that's what this is about. You getting solutions in real time. Armstrong, Ferrari, these type of people in an annex of stupidity keep putting us on. Polite, I appreciate the info. Thank you, man. I appreciate y'all too. No, it's all love, man. Like I said, you can take this information and run with it. But what I do is offer you the free information, give it to you in increments, compartmentalize it, make it a whole thing per each stream. You can put the whole thing together. But I always must forewarn you, I consolidate the information so I can just make it make sense. Because I could speak about something technically and exhaust the subject And it's necessary to exhaust it if you're going to start implementing these stratagems yourself. So you always got to keep in mind there's more to it. Like people be like, oh yeah, I repair credit, this, that, and the third, you can do it yourself. And then I go, oh, you can do it yourself? Okay, so name me a credit bureau outside of TransUnion, Experian, Equifax, and FICO. Most people only know about TransUnion, Experian, Equifax, and FICO. And I say, name me some more. They don't say CoreLogix. They don't say SageStream. I say, name me some more. They don't say LexisNexis. They don't say Check System. I say we can add positive items to your report. Most people only deal with defense, complaining, oh, disputing. Okay, cool. It's good to dispute some items, get items off your report. How do you add positive items? Where do you go? I say, where do you go to add positive items to your report? Find somebody on the internet that tells you this. I'm the person on the internet that told you could go to Experian Boost and you can use what you pay for your mortgage. You could use what you pay for rent, your rent payment. If you're making music, you can use the payouts you get from your streams. If you pay light, if you pay gas, utility, or water bill, you can add that information to your credit and boost your credit up. I'm the guy that told you these are considered positive items. These are just a few examples. There's more. You can add positive items to your report, boost your credit score. You hear me? Add positive items to your report, boost your credit score, and I give you the place where you can go to do so. I say you go to Experian Boost, and that's where you can add these positive items. And Experian is not the only place where you can add positive items at that. But I would then ask you, because you could do all of this yourself, but you're not going to sit here and look for an answer to a question you don't have. So the first thing is, oh shit, you can add positive items to the report. You don't hear people saying that. I started that trend of saying adding positive items. People remove negative items. You heard of that. I'm the one who started the trend of add positive items. And then people thought I was just making up shit. And I said you could get points for adding positive items. And then people said, how do you add positive items? I said it could be something as simple as a phone number, email address, new address, mailing address. And they said, oh, okay. I said, but you want some more sauce, right? So I said, I'll give you some more sauce. You can add positive items by going to Experian Boost and confirm your rent payment, confirm your light and your gas, confirm your streaming service payment, your AdSense if you got a YouTube, whatever. Like you see, like I give you the direction where to go, but what I also would have you do is say go anywhere on the internet for anyone who's a credit guru or knows something about credit, and just waste your time and listen to their videos as they regurgitate what other people do, because most people just hustling, so they take from somebody else, repackage it as their own. But I say, do you hear the things that I'm saying coming out of other people's mouths? Eventually you will, because I know I'm teaching other people and they don't never give me credit. There's something to be said about my level of intelligence. I'm not going to be here petitioning to people telling them I'm a genius because I can build computers. Because just because I can build computers don't mean I'm a genius. Just because I speak 7 languages doesn't mean I'm a genius. Could be a testament to it. But because I can build computers, speak 7 different languages, created my own language, wrote over 96 books, highly versed in real estate, stocks, crypto, insurance, like incredible memory. If you've been walking with me, following me, you know my memory is bonkers. Maybe the combination of all these things, you might be able to say, you know, there's something different going on about this brother. But I ain't gonna be twisting and turning and tussling and wrestling with my brothers and sisters about my IQ when my demonstration speaks for itself. And I'm autodidactic. I dropped out of school, family. I dropped out. I dropped out of school. I got out formation, not the information you got in school. I got out formation. No knock to anyone who goes to school. I suggest people go to school. No knock to them. Who cares about credit? Who cares about credit? Your character is whack. Anybody who needs to get a car, who wants to have a house of their own, who wants to do better by their children, who don't want to see their children fail, oh, those people care about credit. Jackass. Where's the person who wrote that shit? Alonzo Edmondson. Fucking idiot. Who cares about credit? In other words, you're more concerned about my personal life than you're concerned about how to empower or impact other people's, including your very own. I personally only want positive people giving me direction about anything. Anything can be inclusive of credit, you fucking idiot. This is the shit that I'm talking about. And I don't feel like holding my tongue this stream because I'm annoyed with the foolishness of our people. So many geniuses are actually insane. They do harmful human societal behaviors. Interesting. And are geniuses the only people doing harmful things? Or are there people who are not geniuses also doing harmful things to people? So what is the point? The point is to grow insecure about people that have a higher IQ. Let's go on a witch hunt. And anybody who has a high IQ, let's not trust them. And let's say things like they talk too fast or they attempt to use bigger words so you can't understand them. Let's weaponize and demonize people who have a higher IQ while we at it. Who is this brother? But anyway, you go to brotherpolight 45 Brother POLIGHT 45 @gmail.com, and leave your full name and phone number when you're ready to purchase our $2,000 service. When you're ready to purchase the $2,000 service, when you're ready to purchase, you don't have to call us and tell us you'll be ready next month, next week. Yeah, I'm ready right now. Actually, I'm going to do it on Monday. I'm ready right now. I'm actually going to do it on Tuesday. I'm ready right now. I just have a few more questions. Yeah, I'm going to do it right now once you hang up and disappear. It's not necessary to behave like that as an adult. You don't owe nothing to nobody. You don't have to feel embarrassed and then tell lies. You don't have to lie to no one. What we do is remove negative items from your report. We add positive items to your report. I'm going to stop you from asking me this when you call. We remove negative items from your report. We add positive items to your report. We boost your credit scores. And then we leverage those results for our goal to get you anywhere between 50 grand and 300 grand that you don't have to pay back. We also can get you funding that you do have to pay back. There are a host of governmental programs that exist that are available to us but not popularly discussed, where funds can be made available to you that you don't have to pay back. Numerous occasions there's tax credits available to you and a host of other programs that we are not aware of because we're not in those conversations or circles for us to talk about it. Okay? Don't ask me to stop what I'm talking about to talk about something you heard about somebody else saying. Like, that's insane. Why are you not letting people put out there without defense? Man, Alonzo, get the fuck off the stream if you don't like me. Like, damn. Okay. So, process would take anywhere in or around 90 business days, maybe even 120, give or take. You got to understand, credit is a fingerprint. Some of you got so much crazy stuff going on, but then want your stuff to be hooked up in 20, 30 days. The best credit is not going to be repaired in 20, 30 days. Not for what we doing. Not for us helping to make sure you get 6 figures. When you pay your $2,000, we're helping you get 6 figures. You got to keep that in mind. We're mentoring you so you could turn those 6 figures into $1 million and never look back, so you don't squander your money, so you have a working business model, because we don't want you to get access to all that money and then mess it up right after. We also coach you to make sure you don't mess up your credit in the future by knowing some of the nuances that exist that they never teach you about, because there's no school that teaches you about it. So what I always offer you when I do these streams, there's always a dichotomy to what I offer you. And that dichotomy to what I'll offer you is the information you can learn for free and start doing yourself, and also insight, which is that same information on how I'm doing it for you, so you have more of a vision of what's taking place. How do you stop the calls? That's easy. Tell them cease and desist. You know, one thing, I never thought I'd see the age where I'll get old enough to really be disgusted with the men of my own race. Well, we've really become some gossiping bees. Tone down the cursing because I really shouldn't be doing that. I was on a linguistic fast. I'm off of it now, but I need to get back on that language fast again. Because words are GPS to reality. I don't want to use anything considered to be a curse to express myself. So let me get back on my linguistic fast. Yeah, I mean, you guys, you think it's a joke. Just mark my words. Another pandemic is coming. Mark my words. The economy is collapsing during our generation in real time. Mark my words. If you thought the first coronavirus joint was a lick, if you thought that thing hit you hard, wait till the second one. Wait till the second one. I'm doing my best to prepare you guys. When it happens, say, damn, I remember on the live, Brother Polight said it was going to happen. You wasn't prepared for the first one. And I was out here attempting to help you prepare for the second one. Remember this. You're going to go to Brother Polight 45 at gmail.com. You're going to leave your full name and phone number when you're ready to purchase the $2,000 service so we can help you get access to six figures, give you a caseworker that's going to deal with your credit exclusively and immediately, have me at your disposal as your mentor, add notifications to your phone from our website where you can track your results, see the deleted items as we remove them, and see the positive items as we add them. Help you build up your business credit, whether you got a business or not. Our responsibility to you is to make sure you have a business. If you don't, we'll help you set up one. If you do, we'll make sure you get funding, because most of you have businesses and never got funding, which is utterly ridiculous. Somebody said, what, 20 years from now, another pandemic? Somebody screenshot with Christopher Barton said 20 years from now, what, 20 years from now, he says it sarcastically about us getting another pandemic and economic collapse, stock market crashing. Keep all this in mind. Remember what he said. Remember what said. Remember what he said. But if you took any of my classes, you would know this would be the best time to purchase some put options. But, you know, remember what he said. He said 20 years from now. Remember, he said 20 years from now. Remember what he said. Because that's what they do. They always make people who are in the know out to be the fool. There's deterministic algorithms that if one had the knowledge and the wherewithal to advance metrics to track this thing, you would clearly know that it's not only inevitable, but it's nearing. It's nearing. And it's already brewing, it's already precipitating. I could tell you inside of 2 years, but the shit is already ensuing us right now. But we so asleep. But it's okay. Be brain dead, but you're gonna be the same one impacted negatively. Because we saw the first rodeo that we went through. It's gonna be worse. You saw how they did the small businesses in the black communities. We couldn't get no funding. The rich got richer and the poor got poorer. But okay, believe what you want to believe. Take it upon yourself. Take it upon yourself to come on this stream in an endeavor to stop people from preparing. Because and if I'm wrong, right? What comes out of me being wrong? That you would amass wealth. And you could do that much more for your friends, family, and advocacy. If I'm right, you'll be in a more prepared situation so you won't have to scramble for money when there's no money available. But y'all play around. Y'all can keep playing around with it. But again, you go to brotherpolight@gmail.com. Leave your full name and your phone number when you're ready. Yeah. Oh, they said I'm locked up on TikTok, and yet I'm doing a live. I know. Every month they say I'm locked up. It's all right. It's all right. I know. And I know what they said. He played to this and he played to that. I don't mind. People say, why you don't say nothing back in return? Because it's all part of a master plan to let people talk. Let people talk. If you stop a lie in their tracks, then you kind of mess up the traction for you to use their negativity against them. What you do is you allow people to keep lying on you. That's what you do. You let them all lie until they've exhausted every lie they could possibly say. So people can then turn around. And after people get caught in their lies, they're going to make excuses. Well, that may not have been the case, but this is the case. This is what people do. I don't have time for that. Our life is our responsibility. Responsibility. We have the ability to respond. Our life is our responsibility. This shit ain't no game, man. We entering another. Yo, watch when you guys. Watch when you find out there's another freaking pandemic, man. Or plandemic. That first one was just a trial. It was just a test. Y'all playing around with this shit. I'm not trying. Y'all playing around with this. Y'all think it's a joke. And all the goofies on here, yeah, in another 20 years. They might be agents. Going out their way. And you damn right. Because that $2,000 we charging for the service, I ain't getting nothing from that. It's what I get on the back end, because once I get you access to 6 figures, I get 10% of that. And whoever's been working for you, like the loan officers or tax specialists or whoever we utilize or had to utilize for your benefit that typically charges, they're the ones I'm paying on the back end when I get you access to your funds. So you get 200 grand, I get 20 grand. You get 300 grand, I get 30 grand. Any amount of money I get you that you don't have to pay back. I'm not talking about loans that you have to pay back. We help you get approved of a loan that you have to pay back. I don't get paid for that. We help you get approved for money that you don't have to pay back. I get 10% of that. That's the deal. And me getting 10% of that is powerful. Because then I'm able to double back and pay whoever else you would have typically had to pay to fill out little applications. You know, applications fees to get free money be costing. To get you free money, application fees be anywhere between $500 to $1,500, maybe even $2,000. Somebody charge you just to fill out the application the right way because it's written, saturated in so much legalese. You make one wrong move, you comment on something wrong, check the wrong box. The whole time you sitting here waiting for your free money, and all the while you're going to get a letter back in the mail that you did something wrong. Or you get turned down. Or they get you for fraud when you didn't even purposely. You know how much people for them PPP loans were accused of committing fraud that honestly weren't attempting to commit fraud on purpose? They was just reading things the wrong way? Crazy. Crazy. But anyway, you go to Brother Polight 45. Brother Polight 45@gmail.com. Spell polite POLIGHT. Spell it like that. Go to Brother Polight 45@gmail.com. Leave your full name and your phone number whenever you're ready to spend your $2,000 to change your financial paradigm. When you're ready to become a master of your own destiny. When you're ready to stop living check to check. When you're ready to finally invest in yourself because you're tired of spending money on things that don't make you money back. This time you're going to spend money on you. When you're ready to add value onto yourself because everybody's always relying on you to bail them out of situations, help them out of their evictions. And then when it's your time to get some love and support, you've been such a stronghold in your household and in your family and in your community and amongst your friends that now when you want to do something for you, you don't have it because you're constantly giving out to everybody else. You're pouring into people so much that your cup is empty. It's not overflow, it's empty. The service is $2,000. The service is $2,000. We charge $2,000 for our mentorship, which is inclusive of the credit restoration. So like I said, you leave your full name and your phone number, and we get you access to those funds, 6 figures that you don't have to pay back. Boost your credit scores all around the board. You'll have notifications added to your phone so you can track your results. You have the website where you can see the deleted items as we remove them, positive items as we add them. You also have a caseworker designated to you to deal with your specific interests and needs as far as credit is concerned, and you also have me at your disposal as your mentor. Talk to me nice. Blessings in abundance, y'all. Speak to y'all soon. About to get back on this workout vibe. Stay in my green world. Peace.